Ladies and gentlemen, we do have some breaking news here tonight. Joe Biden is on the verge of dropping out of the 2024 presidential campaign and ceding the presidency to likely Kamala Harris unless they decide to have an open convention happening in early August. I'm going to explain everything that happened today. You know, it's funny with politics. It was like, oh yeah, let's give it 3 days after the Trump assassination and then let's go full bore. They're putting a ton of pressure on Biden to drop out. And now Biden is starting to show cracks. You've got Team Biden, you've got Jill, you've got Hunter. Biden now has come down with COVID. Probably Jill and Hunter are going to try and console him, give him like a sippy cup, try and get him to stay in the race. You can see breaking. Biden is possibly considering dropping out of the presidential race if a medical condition emerged. I don't think he's referencing COVID or anything like that. It's interesting that this came out and then like an hour later, it was announced that he did have COVID, but I don't think those are related. This is more of a tug of war right now. It's Jill and Hunter against the establishment Dems. The establishment wants Biden gone yesterday. I saw Biden. I know no one is really watching Biden's speeches right now. It's kind of irrelevant with the RNC and with the Trump assassination attempt. It's really bad. And even Democrats are like, just get him out of the race. The crazy thing is he still does poll better than Kamala. I think the Democrats understand her tapes are still out there. The Republicans, if they get them, they're very likely going to sit on them until October and then completely sink Biden's campaign. At least with Kamala, you can kind of play, oh, it's so historic. It's a female, the first female president, minority. Who does she choose for VP? There's a lot of dynamics at play when it comes to that. I would say the number one choice for her would be Gavin Newsom. I'm not sure if Newsom wants to tether himself to that ticket, though, when he's going to be one of the favorites for the presidency, possibly winning the Democratic primary in 2028. Would he want to possibly damage himself by being the VP to Kamala and losing to Trump? You also do have Gretchen Whitmer. Do the Democrats decide to go the full bitch-made ticket with Whitmer and Harris, the two women power? And then, that's like an abortion Super Bowl if they try and do something like that. They would just be talking about abortion. It's like the fifth biggest issue. We knew that the Kamala J.D. Vance debate was going to be like 30 minutes of Kamala talking about abortion. And now the Republicans are saying we're not even going to agree to a vice presidential debate because we know that it's not going to be Kamala. Kamala's going to be elevated. And it's going to be someone else. That also came out today. But this is the first big thing that came out. You can see Biden right here. I mean, we're on the verge. I think we've got like 10 days left where Biden's going to be able to walk up the short stairs on Air Force One. If you watch him and you see like Chuck Schumer's got to be looking at this like he's hanging on by a thread. Look at this. He is hanging. They got like 10 days left. And they're like, we're not going to be able to get to we're not going to be able to push him over the finish line. That's how bad it's gotten. And now you do have Chuck Schumer coming out and saying it would be better for the country if Biden ended his re-election bid. And then he came out and then he also denied it. We know what he was saying. We knew he wanted to get that out there. He was saying, oh, other Democrats were saying it. I was just relaying the message. This is so obvious. I think Biden, 100% chance he steps down probably within the next 2 weeks. They want to get this RNC done. The Republican hype's going to die down. And then it's going to be full-on Democrat orgy on CNN, on MSNBC. Biden's going to come out, start crying. It's going to be emotional. It'll be a rally. He'll say, I just can't do it. I have to pass the baton. And it'll be Kamala Harris taking over. And then she's going to pick her VP. And whoever that is, that'll be another big thing possibly happening at the DNC. And so they'll try and get all of the momentum back after everything that Trump built up. It's not going to matter. Trump's still going to win based off of just everything that's gone on. Trump is an American hero. You have people on the left, like socialists now, saying, I can't believe this. Trump's one of the top 5 presidents in U.S. history. Now liberal historians are saying Trump's moved up to top 3 off of that badass photo with the bright blue sky behind him, the light blue sky, no clouds. You've got the American flag, Trump. He's got blood running down his face. It's one of the greatest photos in U.S. history. And now you've got people on the left saying, stop sharing that photo. It's so badass. That came out today as well. So this is all happening. And I do think Biden for sure, based off of his speeches, based off of everything, will be done within the next, I'll say 3 weeks. If we really want to war game this, it might be like August 1st, August 2nd, Biden officially will step down. That would be my prediction. I understand people might say, well, Biden still has a better chance than Kamala, so they're going to keep him. I don't know, man. I just think Biden's health, he can barely walk, he can barely talk, he's messing up 10 things. There's just no trust from the American people in Biden. And the whole argument was, well, yeah, Biden's 81, but Trump's 78. And we just saw Trump and how he handled that assassination attempt. They're not even in the same league. So that argument is completely gone now. And Biden's just really susceptible here. So I do expect Biden, based off of the reporting today, so much pressure against him. He's reportedly now open behind closed doors, asking people, can Kamala win? He's starting to think, do I really need to step down? This is all being reported. And so this is the cracks now in the Biden campaign and the inner Biden regime there. Hunter and Jill are going to have to try and tide it over. You know, he's probably going to go back home now with COVID, change his diaper, give him some baby powder, and maybe he'll be able to continue on if Hunter and Jill get... Remember, he was going to drop out. He said he was embarrassed by his debate performance. Hunter and Jill at Camp David start screaming at the top of their lungs. They had to bring in like the fire department. They're like, who? Like, I thought there was an alarm. It was really Jill screaming because, you know, they wanted him to stay in. They loved the power. But it's very clear the Democrats, most, I'd say 90% of them at this point, do not want Biden to remain in the race. How embarrassing is it for like AOC and all like Bernie Sanders, these people that the guy cannot talk? Why are you supporting him? What's the point? Can we at least be honest about this? I mean, your party's not even supporting him. Just be honest. It's got to be very embarrassing for those people to still sit there and say, you support this. Here he goes up the stairs. No, he can serve another 4 years. He can serve another 4 years. The short stairs, it takes him about 10. Oh, no, he's still not up. Takes him about 14 seconds to get up. But he's good for 4 more years. Democrats know this. Chuck Schumer knows it's ridiculous. That's why it's done. You also do have, what is this? According to Fox News, the Secret Service was aware of the threat about 10 minutes before. This stuff with Trump is just so crazy. And if you look at right now the U.S. political landscape, who is the most important figure in the landscape? It's Donald Trump. It's not even close. Donald Trump right now, the favorite, odds-on favorite to win the 2024 election. He's obviously very hated by the left. And when it comes to this situation with this young 20-year-old kid, are we really going to sit here and say, and now it's come out that the kid apparently hated all politicians. One of his classmates said he hated both Democrats and Republicans. Are we really sitting here saying that this kid, over the span of a few months or whatever it was, with, I guess, no history, no footprint on the internet, I'm sure that's going to change. They're going to have to say something because he made like an explosive. How do you do that? Are we really going to say that this kid did this all by himself? He had this idea, he set it up, or did maybe somebody implant the idea into his head and help him a little bit in completing this mission and maybe pushed him a little bit to do it, considering the timing is very interesting. Right before the RNC, the Republican Party would have ascended into total chaos. And remember, this should have happened. Donald Trump, his brain matter should have been all over the stage. They completely left. If you're looking at Donald Trump and from an angle, you can see the roof, the sloped roof, and just how easy it is. This should have happened. Donald Trump should have died. It is inconceivable how that is possible. It was 3 hours before the event. They were saying, watch out for this kid. 3 hours before the event, he's already there. There's video of him walking around that's filmed. I'm going to see if I can find it. It's just unbelievable. And you also have the parents of the shooter who reported him missing like 2 hours after he had left because it took him an hour to get from his hometown to Butler, and 2 hours. The kid's 20 years old. His mommy reports him, or his dad reports him missing 2 hours. Who does that? Like, maybe it's because he didn't show up for work or whatever, but it's also reported that he said he was going to take off on Saturday. He told his employer that he was going to take off. So there's a lot of this story that doesn't really make sense. This is the kid talking about just the situation when it comes to Crooks, saying that he was a know-it-all. He's kind of annoying. He had a weird friend group, and also that he hated both Democrats and Republicans. You can see right here, Biden to consider dropping out. I think I already showed that. There's a crazy image of, Trump tilting his head. Trump should be dead. I mean, they did a horrible, horrible job. And there he is right there. Oh, there he is. Oh my God. Just standing outside. And at that point, they had him already using a rangefinder, locking scopes with one of the snipers, the counter snipers, and they didn't do anything. And the kid's like pacing around outside. They've already got him watched. And I guess he somehow is able to leak through onto the roof with a ladder that he set up, a smaller ladder. If you don't know, go look at Elon Musk. He has a map of it. He tweeted it out. Obviously, he got it from someone, but I'm just saying that's where I found it earlier today. I talked about it. But this entire situation is absurd. And, you know, when will the actual truth leak out? Who knows? I mean, I think nowadays hiding this stuff is basically impossible with social media. So I think the truth eventually will get out, hopefully within, you know, soon. I mean, you know, 4 or 5 months. But this is just, it's not conceivable that this is the way it's. And I know now the argument is, well, you know, obviously it was a security failure. Maybe it was a communication failure. They thought someone else was going to be on the roof. But you have to understand that the director's already been caught lying, blatantly lying, saying that the slope was steep and they didn't want someone up there, when the counter sniper slope was way more at a steeper degree. So she's just basically lying. What is going on? There's zero accountability. But dude, there is no way that that's the protocol there. There is zero chance that, based on this kid who was already ID'd as someone that is a weirdo just walking around the outside, watch him, that they're not able, that he somehow slips through. They're all inside the building that he's crawling on top of. And it's just, I mean, that seems like 1 in a million. That's what they're probably going to go with, like a miscommunication. The Secret Service thought someone else, the local police were going to be on top. The local police thought the Secret Service was going to be on top, and no one was on top. Is that the story that they go with? I guess we'll have to see. Either way, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.